It's the grandson of right thought. There's really one sin that the world is being judged for. And it's for rejecting Abba Yah's son, Yahusha. That's truly why this world is being judged. Because they reject Yahusha, who he sent. And if you reject who Abba Yah sent, then you rejected Abba Yah. And that's why you're being judged. And it's really that simple for the whole wide world. Everybody, from every nation. Everybody. See, because when you reject his son, you reject the truth. And if you reject the truth, then you reject life itself. That may be hard for y'all to understand, but when you come into the knowledge of the truth, then you understand that you've come into life. And out of death, out of darkness, which is death, and into his marvelous light, which is truth. And while everybody's denying Yahusha, they're actually denying the truth. And so that goes for everything that you deal with in life. That's like taking poison. And somebody says, hey man, that's poison, that's poison. You like, hey man, I think it's medicine. I think it's going to help me feel better. They're like, it's poison, man. That shit going to kill you. I'm going to take it because I think it's going to help me. And they take the shit and die. So the truth was that it was poison. But they rejected the truth, and so they died. Had they accepted the truth, they would have lived. You see how simple that is to understand? Not hard. Very simple. So when you reject the truth, then you reject yourself as well. Which means you've made a false image, a false version of yourself that you put up that you want everybody to accept as true. Even though it's not true, you want everybody to accept it as true. This is what it is now. I'm this. Even though it's not the truth. And everybody's spending all their time in life doing that. Of this world, that is. Building up and building up and building up and building up treasures in this world. Stacking up treasures here on earth. And not stacking them up in heaven. Where things are true. You see? They don't understand that. They don't see it. They don't see how that's actually beneficial to come into truth, because you're going to lose everything. How is that going to help me? Losing everything to come into what you call truth. How is that actually going to help me? They don't understand it. It's folly. That's why he said it's folly to the Gentile. The Gentile is a worldly person. Put it that way. A person that's worldly. So it's folly to them. Christ is folly to them. They're like, I'm not going to do that. It's foolishness. I'm not going to come into the truth and lose everything that I've built up. Just to come into what you call the truth, which is going to save me? Nope. I don't see how saving myself is losing everything. Because we read in the word, what does he say? He who seeketh to save his life shall lose it. But he who loses his life for the kingdom's sake, for the truth's sake, for Christ's sake, shall find it. See, if he's willing to give his life up for the truth, then he's going to find his true life. You see how the truth is actually reversed to this world? What you've been taught in this world? That prosperity gospel that all the churches was hooping and hollering about? If you serving God and you do this with God and you give to God and you give and you sow into his ministry, that you're going to get blessed. And that's going to be proof to everybody. That's going to be the proof that God is blessing you, see? That means God is working in your life, and that's how you prove it. Not with the fruits of the Spirit, which is what we were taught. That's what shows a person's living. Is there fruits of their spirit? Do they have them? Have they have the fruits of spirit grown in them? Because that's what's important today. It doesn't matter how wealthy you've become if you haven't learned patience. Which is the greater wealth. It doesn't matter how great a reputation you get if you haven't learned self-control, because then you'll lose it. It's just that simple. So what's greater, to have all the friends and all the pomp and everything when you walk in, or to have great self-control? Well, having great self-control is of more value. So then we sought after the things of the spirit, how to control the self, which is a spiritual job. You don't control yourself with 3D things. And if you're trying to do that, then you've lost it. You failed. That's what we were being taught. That's what Abba Yah was showing us. By giving us this 3D life that we live in, to test his word, to see if his word be true. And we found it to be true. After you've searched and searched and searched and searched and went all through this world, searching high and low, for the answer to what's going to give you happiness and peace and joy, you're going to find out it's going to be his word, which is his son, who everybody's denying. So if they deny his son, they deny his word, because his word is truth. They're all one. See? So you're denying all of those things while saying you worship it. You see the folly of it, of the hypocrite, the false believer? You see how silly it is and how easy it is to see through it? The reals from the fakes? And that's why it's so imperative that you stick close to his word, to his son, to his truth. It's imperative that you do, especially in these last days that we live in, because that is the ark of safety, guys. His word, his son, his truth is the ark, is Noah's ark of this day. So it's time that you get on the ark, because the flood is coming, see? And it won't be water. It'll be fire this time. So it's time that you get on the ark of safety, which is his word, that will preserve you through everything you find yourself in. It will preserve you and keep you. So like I said, today, that's what the world is being judged for, guys. It's being judged for rejection of the Son, of the truth, rejection of Christ. It's all the same. It's all the same. Many false Christians believe that God is love, which he is, and that means that he's not a God of vengeance. He's not a God of war, that he's not a God of justice. So they only accept half the truth. And that's what people want in this world. They want half truths to make them feel good, so that they don't have to change. They don't have to seek after the spirit. They can just live in their fleshly life and say everything's all good. And that's all people right now are waiting to make sure of. Understand this. All the people of the world right now, they're just waiting to make sure that it's okay to continue to live their fleshly life, because they're worried right now, because it's crumbling, and they're like, okay, is it going to continue? Am I going to still be able to live my false identity, my false life? That's what everybody in the world is worrying about right now. Nope. It's over with. It's over and done with. See, because once the truth comes into the world, then it will triumph over the lie. Don't y'all know that? I mean, y'all don't think the truth is going to win over the lies of this world? Well, it will. It's going to conquer over all of the lies, one by one, which means idols. See, Abba Yah is going to crush each idol that has been built by man, one by one, right in man's face, until there's nothing left standing but his rock of truth. That's it. And that's what's happening in the world now. All the idols are being crushed one by one. Man is trying to say that it's him doing it. Yes, it's these niggas are controlling this, and secret societies are orchestrating these events and making this happen. Abba Yah is the author and the finisher of this thing. He claimed the ending from the beginning. So as long as y'all keep believing in man and having pride in what man has done, what man can control, you're going to miss it. y'all still believing in that fake ass lie about nuclear bombs and all this shit, then y'all keep on believing that. Because do you think Abba Yah is going to let man be the one to bring this lake of fire on the earth? Or do you think Abba Yah is going to bring it himself? Which one do you think? So either you're going to believe Abba Yah or you're going to believe man today and who he has sent. Silawam Yisrael.